Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about Pluto transiting the 8th house in a natal chart. Now, on average, Pluto will traverse a house for approximately 21 years. However, if your house size is a little bit larger than average, then Pluto will be in there for a little bit of a longer duration. If your house size is a little bit smaller than average, then Pluto will be in there for a little bit of a shorter period. Well, anyway, people, the first thing I look at when Pluto transits one's natal 8th house as well, transformation can be strongly emphasized. You have the planet of transformation hitting the house of transformation and regeneration. This could be a solid period to maybe recycle, to transform items. If you're, it could be taking items you have at home, for example, say you have a used vacuum cleaner, get it all spruced up, get it really immaculate if it needs fixing, and then maybe sell it and even maybe make money on it, perhaps, or whatever you decide to do with it upon completion, whether you use it for yourself or what have you. It could be a very strong period for making a lot of things, just general, maybe literally transforming things. I'm not saying you're going to necessarily go into an industry with the transformers and change robots into cars and vice versa, but you understand what I'm saying. It could be maybe rebuilding cars, rebuilding engines, for example. Now, another thing, too, is what's interesting. Well, you may wonder, well, Pluto is connected with transformation, and the 8th house is about sex. Well, will someone go through a sex transformation during this period? Well, the propensity of this is increased marginally because of the nature of the house and the planet, but most likely they won't. And what could happen, though, is in many cases, it could indicate that a sexual partner, someone you have an intimate relationship, might have a very transforming effect on you. It could be very a powerful effect, and it could also be some power struggles, perhaps with this person as well, if you are involved in a sexual or intimate relationship with someone. This could also be a time. Keep in mind that Pluto can also be obsessive, and you have to guard against becoming overly obsessive or have fixated on a sexual partner, or it could be a stronger sex urge during this period because Pluto, it could really intensify things, and the 8th house is the house of sex. Now, could also be a period too where you need to be careful because Pluto can be connected with what's corrupt and what's nefarious. The 8th house is associated with insurance. You could be victimized perhaps by insurance fraud. There might be a greater propensity for that during this time. You have also, keep in mind, Pluto it being connected with crime, and you have the 8th house of transformation, to be careful that you don't maybe go astray and maybe be, quote, transformed, unquote, by someone, or being involved with the wrong contemporaries and lead you to maybe some potential criminal actions or activities. And it's possible you might be victimized by some crime, and the insurance thing I stated is only one of a multitude of examples, though. And anyway, it could also be a time when you look at this that Pluto can be about obliteration and really can sometimes destroy. And if there may be perhaps it could indicate the end of an actual relationship, as far as an intimate relationship with somebody during this period. And the 8th house, we look at this is about 8th house could be associated with astrology, the occult, supernatural, and there might be a very intense and powerful interest during this time in these subjects, perhaps, or maybe even another 8th house subject, such as death, such as psychology, psychiatry, things that are. It might be a time with you might be interested in a lot of deep investigation during this period. And also, when you look at this transit too, and it's very important just to look at this as about the very strong transformation period, perhaps, and really it could just be transformation of yourself to some degree. It could even be something where you just decide to make some great change in your life during this period. And the thing about it is too, keep in mind the eighth house is also connected with inheritances and wills, and this could be a time where there might be some power struggles over these issues. There might be some contentious situations involving this. And in the eighth house, I mean, Pluto can be about obliteration and destruction. You look at, and when I had this transit, I was actually left out of a will during this time, or in really the thing about it is you look at this, you really look at this kind of transit and really you can either, it could be a time where, as far as if there's inheritance or will, this could be a time where maybe if you come into something, a lot of money, for instance, this could have a powerful effect on you. But at the same time, if you're left out, this could maybe have a devastating and really go the other way, I think, as well, as far as this goes. And really, so I guess you could get the point, obliteration and will, and that's pretty much what happened to me, because I played left out, unfortunately. So. And it was a family member too, a prominent one, so I was a little bit surprised. But anyway, it's also important to look at the aspects, if any, that are made from this transit to your natal planets and points, as this could in natal planets and points in your natal chart, as this could impact the transit. Now, let's say, for example, that transiting Pluto is making a sextile or trine to your natal Mars. Well, this could be auspicious, perhaps, for taking for action that can taking positive action that can create positive transformation and change in your life. And being in the eighth, perhaps this is tied into others' resources and perhaps an intimate or sexual relationship. Now, let's take another example. Let's say that transiting Pluto is making a square inconjunct or opposition to your natal Jupiter. Well, this might indicate that people may try to change your philosophical outlook, and it may be to your detriment. Now, being in the eighth house, those people might be involved. Perhaps it could be someone that you're in an intimate or sexual relationship with, or it could be somebody that's connected with shared resources, and it could be somebody that maybe you have, like, for example, like a business partnership with. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for Pluto transiting the 8th house in a natal chart, and stay tuned next time where I'll be dissertating and talking about Pluto transiting the 9th house in a natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone. Because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.